Hey, boys and girls, Doug Giles here. It's Warriors, Rich.
And Wildmen. What's happening, Doug?
Boom. Psalms of War is happening. Prayers that literally kick ass. Been out 2 weeks, Rich. It's number one, or numero uno, as they say in Miami and Yuma. And it's in the category of Middle Eastern literature. And the Kindle version of this, Richard, it's number 2.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's a good 2 weeks for old buddy Doug. Also,
that's awesome.
To bring Christmas cheer to you and yours, the Warriors and Wildmen listener, we've got Santa Trump Christmas cards. This one says, Merry Christmas, miss me yet? And this one, if I had to pick a favorite, which is hard, Rich, because, you know, my art is like my children. I love them all. I would have to go with this one. The Santa Trump, Merry Christmas, let's go, Brandon. We sell them in 5 packs. And you can send out your season's greetings with these incendiary cards, both to MAGA peeps and snowflakes who don't like him, who maybe have a penchant for the old dead carrier pigeon. I'm talking about Joe Biden, man. And folks, you can get that at clashradio.com, and we'll put a link to all that stuff in the mailer. Rich, got a dicey topic. I really appreciate you throwing this at me, because I think how did Rahm Emanuel put it? This is a teachable moment. There's many lessons.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so
especially it's Houston, and I mean that's in your neck of the woods anyway. And I want to know why parents are cool with sending their kids to worship the devil.
All right, put a finer point on it. What are we talking about today, Rich?
We're talking about Travis Scott's concert this last week at Astro World was the title. 50,000 people showed up for the concert. And the theme, surprise, surprise, just happened to be hell. And with a demonic portal that says, see you on the other side. And everything was themed, literally, intentionally themed about hell.
Really? I just saw what, Fox News puts up there. That's the only kind of news that we have on. And I've seen it in print a couple of times. I didn't know that it was a frickin' concert celebrating El Diablo, and their stage accoutrements were a portal to hell. Are you being hyperbolic, or is this literal?
If you look at the pictures, they literally designed it, and they call it the portal. And it says, see you on the other side. And then Travis is wearing a shirt that has the same image on it. And the whole concept is, hey, we're all going to hell. Let's go. And the whole thing's flames, the whole deal, And so it's not, well, check this out. 8 people died.
Yeah.
8 people died. And I don't even remember the number of people that were hospitalized. But they were trampled. The crowd moved forward. People were getting stomped, and the crowd wouldn't move. And so they were trapped under there. And so they started trying to get the bodies out, right? And they're yelling at them to stop the concert. And if you watch the video, it's the weirdest thing you've ever seen. He's standing on a tall pedestal, singing over these dead bodies that they're carrying out on top of the crowd. And in his defense, and then we'll go back to that, I'm sure we'll talk about it the whole time, he obviously doesn't know they're dead. Right? There's no way he thinks, those are dead people, I'm going to sing. I don't think that, right? He probably believes, I'm guessing, right? I'm guessing, these people are passed out, they're on drugs, I'm going to look all creepy and just add to my whole thing. But guess what? You don't have to intentionally serve the devil to be on his team. All you got to do is have a crowd of people lifting up dead people, passing them to try to get them help. And you stand over them creepily singing about the devil. Oh, man, I didn't mean it. Okay, but you did it. So, I accidentally offered human sacrifices to the devil at my concert. Now, some people might think, oh, Rich, you're a pastor, you're doing all. Okay, this isn't something that you go, man, if you figure this and you take the number 666 and you multiply it 47 times and then take Travis's name, and then it's not that. It was themed around hell.
Yeah.
He was standing there with flames behind him on a pedestal while they're passing 8 dead bodies over the top of the crowd, singing over them. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I
you
want to use some strong language on that because that makes me mad, bro. And one of them was a 14-year-old.
Yeah, it's it reminds me of the Rolling Stones Hell's Angel Altamont riot that went down when Stones were trying to keep people away from the stage, or I'm sorry, the Hell's Angels were trying to keep people away from the stage, and there was a big brace.
Yeah, was that at Sturgis?
No, it's
where was that?
I think it's in the Bay Area, kind of San Francisco.
I remember reading that. Yeah,
Altamont. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been to California except through LA Airport. And it looks like I'll never go now, the way that they're taking that state. But anyway, the Hells Angels put some folks down, and I believe they're singing "Sympathy for the Devil" or something like that. It's weird, man. Just like you said, if old Travis, probably he's going to say, to cover his ass, that I was just doing this portal to hell kind of devil theme kind of stuff so I could wake people up. And they can accept Jesus as their Lord and Savior. It's like, yeah, right. What's interesting, man, is that I've been to a lot of concerts, Rich. I've been to a ton. And I've seen some of the greatest bands. And once the mosh pit kind of stuff became in vogue, like in the late 90s, early 2000s, I was involved in some of that. I would jump in. You had POD, you got Godsmack, everybody, throwing each other around. And what was weird is that you have these kind of interesting, violent altercations, but nobody died. Everybody had a great time.
Right.
You get a couple of bloody noses, but hey, that's what happens when you have like 6 beers and you and you get some big old dude to toss you around like a rag doll. This is some weird stuff, brother. And I've been to some satanic concerts too, like the Ozzy Osbourne tour that he did in 1981 when Randy Rhoads was still playing with him. He sat on a throne in a castle-type setting, and he's sitting there, full-on freak Ozzy. He's got his demon outfit on. He's got the black circles around his eyes. He's holding a cross, turns the cross upside down, throws it into the crowd, and all of a sudden Randy Rhoads starts playing Crazy Train, I think. And that was some scary stuff, man. Here I am, not a Christian, and I see that, and I'm like, holy crap, I'm going to hell. And there's another concert, man. Sammy Hagar, one of my favorite singers, performers, the Red Rocker, I Can't Drive 55 Sammy. I'll never forget it, man. Same year, I'm not a Christian. I'm sitting in the back of the Lubbock Municipal Auditorium in Lubbock, Texas. Sammy's playing. We're digging it. Got my girlfriend there, getting high. And then he's got this song called Planets on Fire. And it goes, all of this planet's on fire, all of Satan's desires. He's seen the rise, he's seen the fall. He's here to see us all burn in hell. And I just got goosebumps, brother. I've got horripilation on my skin right now. I'm telling the truth. When I heard that, I've been singing that song for, probably 5 or 6 years. But when I heard it. And God opened my eyes like, hey, young boy, you're going to hell. You're going to go to hell with all these people. And I sang it, heretofore, multiple times during the weekend, had Sammy's tape. And but God opened my ears. And I was like, you know what? And I didn't get saved, Rich, because I'm a dumbass. It took me about an extra, 2 or 3 years before I got converted. But I heard it, and I realized, you know what? This glide path is going to the abyss.
That's right.
And so,
well, Doug, I had a. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead, man.
I had an opposite experience, believe it or not. I went to see U2. I wasn't a Christian, and the concert was at Sun Devil Stadium at ASU.
Oh, Devil.
Packed out to the gill. I mean, it was ridiculously packed. And I'm guessing somewhere close to 100,000 people because they loaded the field, the stands, everything. And it was also $5 general admission tickets for the field.
Come on.
So, bro, it was this massive. Yeah, and it's when they're still like rock and roll, right? They're doing their thing. So the last song of the night, he says, we're going to finish with this song. And he sings a song called 40. And I'm a huge U2 fan. I was singing the song. I loved it. And then he gets the crowd singing it with him. Everybody's singing it, all these people, and the lights dim out, and he walks off the stage and leaves the crowd singing 40. When I got saved, I realized that really the title of that song is Psalm 40. So
Right.
Bono has 100,000 people, maybe less, literally singing Psalm 40 and walks off the stage and leaves them singing it. So I had a different type of experience, but I'll tell you what, it impacted me because it kind of blew my mind. Like later I thought, whoa. So some of the stuff may be intentional, it may be unintentional, but guess what? You don't have to intentionally get demon possessed to get demon possessed. You don't have to intentionally get killed to get killed. But once you start leaning on your mind, and we'll talk about the soul and the spiritual aspect, but when you start leaning on your mind, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So what kind of parent, forget Travis for a minute, what kind of parent sends their teenage kid to a rap concert? What if we have one where everybody lives? How many teenagers are having sex at those concerts? How many people are doing drugs at those concerts? And what is the mindset that they're in listening to that music? Now, I'm not a purist when it comes to music. You should never listen to anything. But I'll tell you what, if you don't understand that music affects your mindset and the way you think and who you are, then you're a stupid idiot. And that's not even from the Bible. That's from psychology. You're free. That's for free. You can have it. But the reality is you don't send your teenagers to go bump and grind on each other and to take X and do meth and go there and get high and then wonder why your kids are all screwed up. And then you want to call me and go, Pastor, I don't know why my kids are screwed up. Well, because you're their parents and you're stupid
Right.
idiots. And then I say, well, they need to get saved. They need to get their life to, well, I don't want to become a radical Christian. I don't want to be a Jesus freak. It's like, oh, don't worry. We're way far from that, bro. We're way far
Right.
from that, So that drives me nuts. But interesting thing you said at these metal concerts. So I was thinking that. Metal concert, because they said they didn't want to stop the concert. The production company was talking to the medics, the fire department. They were all talking about what should we do. They were trying to figure it out. They said, well, we don't want to stop and cancel the concert because we could have a massive riot on our hands. And I read that and I thought, well, that's a reasonable consideration. I don't know. Everybody runs. Who knows, right? But then I read an article, Doug. 10 heavy metal bands who stopped their concerts because people were in danger. In the middle of the concert, bro. There was one guy that saw a guy groping girls that were crowd surfing, and he literally stopped the band and started yelling at that guy and called him out till security came and got him. You're talking about massive concerts, right? Somebody went down in a mosh pit. One of the guys in the band saw it. He started yelling they stopped the song, literally stopped the crowd, said, everybody please stop. Take half a step back. And they did. And they were literally 10 of them, Doug. 10 of the most, like Slipknot. Like people like, oh yeah, they're full of the devil. No, they're just trying to rock it out. And some of their words definitely are demonic, right? But they're like, whoa, we don't want anybody to die. So I can't imagine these 10 bands, if they would have seen 8 people or how many ever people they were passing over the top of the crowd, I can't imagine that any of them would have continued singing because their track record, they stopped their concerts for much less.
Well, you're talking about the same dude that stopped, I believe, a concert that he was performing at, or whatever you call it, that he plays. So he's doing this concert, and there's this kid on the second floor balcony, and the kid's on the outside of the balcony, and he's just dancing or whatever. Just looks like just a drunk, drug-addled moron. And so this Travis dude, is that his name?
Yeah, Travis Scott.
Yeah. So this Travis dude stops the concert. He's like, "Do it, man! Jump, do it."
Is that
man.
true?
The crowd will catch you. Well, the crowd. I think the guy. Again, I'm just I don't follow this. It's just kind of in my worrying tin brain back here somewhere, Rich. I believe he broke his neck and he's paralyzed. Or the guy he landed on. I can't remember the exact details. Maybe Zeke can pull it up while we're still yapping about it. So I think Scott's got, this Travis dude, I think he's got like several infractions of inciting violence at his concerts. And man, you sow it, you reap it, big dog. And I think if glide path that he's chosen, now it looks like it could come back to bite him. And there could be some kind of criminal charges, incitement to riot, which, again, he's already had levied against him, and he's had to do some time for, nothing major. And also just civil lawsuits for the wrongful deaths.
They're already rolling in.
Injuries. Yeah, you're talking billions of dollars. And what's weird is that I'm looking right now, I just pulled this up on Daily Mail, that this dipstick, Travis Scott, after the 8 people got killed in Astroworld, he goes out and parties with the Drake, And then he gets on Instagram, man. He gets on Instagram. I saw this on one of those Fox shows, and he's tugging at his pigtails. He's got pigtails.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm looking at a picture of him right now.
Yeah, that's a great look for a guy, by the way. Guys, if you need a new do, like Rich, I'm trying to get a new hairstyle going. I think I'm going to bring the mullet back, but whatever. Yeah, but if somebody's out there and they haven't had variation in their haircut for like 25 years, go for the pigtails. Looks great.
Yep.
Here's another thing that pisses me off, Rich, is this cat is Kylie Jenner's baby daddy, right? And Kylie and Kendall.
I hate the term baby daddy. It's literally, I'm so lazy that they can't say that's the mother of my child or that's the daddy of my child. They have to say baby daddy, baby baba. Like, open your mouth, say the whole sentence. It's actually the sperm donor because you a hoe. Let me throw that out there.
Yeah, and the Bible would call them the bastards or illegitimate. And I believe in Deuteronomy 23, it says that, if you like that, you can't enter the promised land. But anyway, that's a whole different
and it also,
podcast.
When we use biblical language, it's whores and whoremongers.
Right.
So people can get as mad as they want, but that's what the Bible says.
Right. And so here's my point, man, is that Kylie and Cam and Courtney and Chloe and what's the other one? Kendall. They're all Christians. They're all born-again Christians. Rich.
Bull crap.
Yeah. I find it weird, man, that, again, it's like we love Jesus and my pastor is so-and-so. They got a pastor on the East Coast, Rich, and a pastor on the West Coast. Woo-hoo.
Yep.
And here they are.
You need to.
Yeah. Knock it up to 3 if you go to New York or something like that. Anyway, here they are, Christians, and they have an interesting lifestyle. But this guy is clearly befuddled in regards to how can we say biblical values. Why in God's name I'm about to answer my own question. You got Kris Jenner for a mom, and you got Caitlyn Jenner
for a mom-ish.
For a mom,
ish.
A mom dad, something like that.
Hey, back in the 70s when there was a tranny problem, you took it to a mechanic,
Exactly. These guys have problems on multiple levels, and here's the thing that freaks me out, man. They're quote unquote influencers, Rich.
Yeah.
What kind of 3-teeth IQ of 50 idiot would take any kind of advice from these morons, man? Well, they made billions of dollars, Rich, billions and billions and billions of dollars, so we should listen to them. No, they're freaking idiots. I would rather listen to an Amish schoolmarm that has a beard than listen to Kylie and Kendall and Kim and Courtney and Chloe and Chris and Caitlyn. Man, this is some parental meltdown. And like you said, Rich, my mom and dad, they weren't evil drug dealers or pimps and prostitutes. But when I was 13, brother, they gave me for my birthday present tickets to go see Kiss with an AC/DC opener. So that was in 1975, 13 years old. Took my girlfriend, and I look back on that. And again, my parents never claimed to be Christian, but they weren't, evil just in an overt sense of the word. I think they just wanted to get me the hell out of the house, for 2 hours so they could have hot relations or something, or just have a break from my BS and stuff. But You know, I look back at that now. There's no way in hell I'd let my kids
No way.
do that. And I didn't do it when my kids were teenagers. And I'm telling you what, man, if my kids were, or I've always felt the latitude, Rich, to weigh in if I thought something was bull crap with my two daughters. And it's not like, well, you know, now they're 30 and 32 and I can't say anything. Like the hell I can't. If I think if something is truly detrimental to them or, you know, their spouse or my grandkids, oh, Doug's going to go off. And then, like you said, for parents to feed them to this and encourage it or not throw a big stick in the spokes to shut that baby down. I don't get it, brother. I don't get it. This looks like full-on pandemonium. Why would you send somebody you love into that kind of wood chipper?
You know, and it's like the Old Testament, you know, when you read about Molech, the god of Molech, and they would literally roll their babies down a stone ramp into a mouth of fire. And that's what I picture sending your teenagers to this concert. Like you're literally driving them right up the asphalt driveway and dropping them off and rolling your children right into the mouth of the devil with no problem.
So why do you think most parents would do this kind of stuff, man? Do you think that they're hooked on the same music? Do you think that they've got the same vice proclivities? The Scott dude and Drake and whoever else might not be their penchant, but they're also stupid idiots that follow the influence of morons. And they thought that this would be kind of a fun night out for the kiddos, for them to go to the Portal of Hell concert. I mean, I just wondered the thought process, man.
There's got to be multiple answers to that. I mean, one, you would have to think there's some parents that are just completely into that culture, right? They're all about it. My kid wants to go to it. Cool. There's probably other people, just like I talked about recently, permissive parenting, whatever they want. And then I know people who literally say stuff this stupid, Doug. Well, we did it when we were their age.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's parents' job is to stop you from did it.
Yeah.
At your age. Like that's the dumbest crap, right? But then
aren't we, again, as thoughtful people, throw Christianity in there as his, albeit blemished reps on this planet? Shouldn't it be, instead of like, well, we did it when we were young and we went and saw Buddy Holly and Elvis and, and everybody thought that was the devil. Big difference, man.
Oh, yeah.
Big difference. That's
a good point.
No, wait. I'm not only, but here's the thing I'm trying to get at is, shouldn't we as parents, if something is, we can't say, well, we did it when we were young, therefore we can't say anything about it. That's the whole point about getting converted, you dumbass. You stop the curse.
Even
you
growing
stop
up.
the curse, man.
Yes.
It's like this curse of stupidity is not going to be perpetuated into the 10th generation. It's time to wise up. And you can say, well, I did it and I can't say something. Man, I think that is completely bailing on the command to the parent in regards to the gospel.
Yeah,
you can
what
say,
about
I did it?
What about the parents who live vicariously through their kids? Like they get off on
right.
it. They get off on their kids doing evil stuff. Like because they're trying to relive their glory days. And a lot of them are full of crap. They weren't that cool as they remember. They weren't, you know what I mean? And then they are like, oh, I'm going to help my kid be cooler than I was to do more evil stuff than I did. That didn't even make any sense. But I remember when I was in high school, I listened to some pretty crazy music when I was in high school. I listened to Two Live Crew, which is horrifically, overtly sexual music, right? Rap. I listened to Judas Priest, which in the name, Judas Priest, rock and roll. I listened to blues. Back then I was listening to Stevie Ray Vaughan and B.B. King. So I listened to all kinds of music. That's what I liked. I'm not a huge music person, but I like different types of music, right? So I remember one day, my brother, I found an album, that's how long ago it was, Ronnie James Dio.
Yes.
And the album, it has Dio on the top, and then it shows the devil in hell with a whip around a priest's neck in the fire. And I saw that, and Doug, I freaked out. I went to my mom, I said, Mom, this is Cal's
got devil music.
My mom told my brother, and I'm telling you, nobody in our house was saved. My mom was like, what the hell are you doing with this devil music in my house? I said, watch this, Mom.
That's awesome, man.
Flip it over. She flips it over, and Dio in the old English literally says devil. Like, you don't have to imagine it. Right. Anybody that wants to look up Dio's logo and flip
you don't have to.
It literally says devil.
Right.
You don't need a magnifying glass. And
and you don't have to do like backmasking to understand his lyrics are saying,
right.
Hail Satan, sell your soul to the devil.
And my parents weren't saved, and they weren't too picky about our music, but it was like, hold on a second. That's the devil with a whip around a priest's neck in hell, and there's no way in hell you're going to have that in my house. That's without the understanding of even being a Christian. Take it to the Christian world. Well, it's just music. It's like, oh, really? Why do you think that music is an answer to the problems in your soul in Scripture? Music is powerful, not just spiritually, but emotionally to your soul. And that's why worship. David was a huge worshiper. Obviously, he was not just guilt-ridden, but the pressure of being a king. And he knew the answer to those things were worship. There are different places in the Bible where you win the battle by worship. And then you have people losing the battle by giving in to the same method that you're supposed to use to win.
Yeah, if you got David capable of exorcising demons through his music when they would come upon King Saul, then I'm guessing, Rich, you're right, that you can actually send evil forces via music, just like you can expel evil forces with music. Here's something that just going back to the whole parental units and the abysmal failures of these parents and feeding their kids into this crap hole is, as Christians, we're supposed to think on that which is beautiful, think on that which is true, think on that which is praiseworthy, that which is holy. And that just doesn't extend to our thoughts, if we're dealing with, thoughts of murder or lust or or greed or envy. It's also in regards to the arts. And man, I'm telling you, and it doesn't have to be, just Christian music, and everything doesn't need a frickin' dove or a fish stamped on it. I can listen to, some soft rock, some, like you said, some blues, some jazz, even some hard rock, and say, you know what, that was excellent. Whatever you did there, that was awesome. And I got a new TV outside on my veranda. Every time we turn it on, it goes to some kind of frickin' MTV like station. That's it's default. And I hear this stuff, this Travis Scott crap, and some other people that we've talked about in other podcasts. I was like, this is just frickin' noise. It's disgusting.
Yep.
Most of the videos, Rich, they have girls like humping cars, humping these degenerate, just the most foul crap on the planet. And I just sit back and wonder, where's your parents? Where's your dad in particular? And I want my kids to grow up thinking about that which is honorable, that which is beautiful, that which is true, that which is excellent, that which is praiseworthy, and have them focused on that. And I think to set your mind on any other kind of thing, you can only hope for the worst.
Right. And here's something that I ask people. They don't like it because, say you're an adult, you're into Travis Scott, who I literally have never heard of until this happened, which I don't know if that makes me out of touch or just makes me way classier. But either way, I ask people, I'm like, hey, I know that you're willing to suffer the consequences of your decisions. But you think about a parent who's playing that in their home, dropping their kid off at that concert. The question is this: are you willing to watch your children suffer as the consequence to your decisions? Yeah. And that'll stop them in their tracks, man. You could be a crackhead and you'll be like, I don't want my kid to do what I'm doing. Well, guess what, dummy? And then Christians, get a brain. Read your Bible. Read your Bible. You said that they have pastors on each coast, and we talked about their names. Well, celebrities need celebrity pastors that live in different cities. They don't need someone who knows them, who disciples them, because that would require becoming Christ-like, not my imaginary Christianity that doesn't really exist.
Hey man, if you send these glitterati pastors $1 million a year for the tithe and offering, they will put on butt smack or lip balm, Rich,
Yep.
and kiss that celebrity's ass. They won't hold them accountable. They won't speak into their life. They won't rebuke them. They won't exhort them to love and good deeds. Oh no, man! But they'll take the picture with them on yachts
Yep.
and parade it around and get the Bravo Network or MTV to do a reality show about them being their celebrity pastor. I'm telling you what, brother. There's a Christ who who has eyes that are a flame of fire, who's going to dash that stuff either on this planet or or at the final judgment with a rod of iron,
Yep.
guaranteed. And so anyway, man, horrible thing that, again, like you said, you got what? I don't know. You got 8 sets of parents thinking that was a dumb freaking idea, allowing my kids to go to that crap.
Yep.
And Rich, as you know, man, I hate crowds. I avoid crowds. I don't go any place where I can't carry a gun, because I like this thing called self-defense. If anybody gets within 3 feet of me, my hand goes on my my Springfield. Those people were squashed to death. Can you imagine? And there's nothing you can do.
You can be right next to him. I was thinking, what if I was at an event like that with my wife and she went down? It's impossible. Physics. You could try as hard as you want. You can't get her back up. It's not going to happen. And I think about that and I think I never want to put myself in a situation, regardless of the type of music. I don't want to be in a situation where if my wife falls down, she's going to die. If you fall down, you should have a bruise on your knee and be embarrassed, and we should laugh at you and make fun of you. This shouldn't be the end of the show, right?
Right. I used to fall down in concerts all the time, man. I remember one time I think it was a Blue Oyster Cult concert, and Ted Nugent. I was right into the, as close as you can get to the speakers. And I got knocked down. I was holding a beer, one of those big, clear plastic cups filled with the Ambrose liquid from heaven. And this guy, boom, he hits me and I fall down. And guess what, Rich? I didn't spill too much of that beer, man. That's how addicted I was to the libations. All right, big dog. So aside from telling the Warriors and Wildmen parents, do not send your kids, do not allow them to go to these kind of crap places. And if they do, put them in a protective bubble or steel cage. What else should the Warriors and Wildmen listener do?
Well, just one last thought is there's another rapper that was on that show. And he did an Instagram video. I believe it was an Instagram video. And I don't remember his name. I just saw the video. And he said, I had this horrible feeling, and I'm paraphrasing, obviously, this horrible feeling that something dark was about to happen. And he said, and this guy's not a Christian. He's using the F word 10 times in the video, right? But he says, it was so evil. Everything felt so evil. I could feel the presence of demons. And he said, I'm not doing this anymore. He literally was talking about reevaluating his music because it was on the spot. It was a fresh thing that he just did before he had time for his publicist to mess it up,
Right.
And it was just very raw. And so that was a rapper who was in the show who said, I'm not participating in anything like that ever again, and was freaked out, Doug. He said, my eyes were opened to the demonic, and it blew his mind, and it was just too much. And that's a rapper on the show.
Yeah, and this is really strange. Pretty much all the news reports, TV and online through these news sources, they don't say anything about the demonic angle to the dangle on this thing. I haven't heard anything like that until
I was watching.
You brought it
Sorry,
up.
go ahead.
Well,
I was watching the video of it, and somebody said, there were, when the people were dying, that guy was standing on the thing and watching the bodies being carried out, that he said, let's go. And then the crowd surged forward and that portal opened. And they said the pyrotechnics fired off. This might be just coincidence, but I think it's weird. 8 flames of fire shot up behind them. 8 people died. I think that's freaking weird.
Wow.
If it's a coincidence, well, that coincidence lines up with all the other demonic weird stuff going on, whatever. 8 flames of fire, 8 people dead, and it looked like a demonic sacrifice, a satanic sacrifice of human life. Again, if it's not intentional, God, the devil doesn't need somebody to be intentional to use them for his purpose.
Right. So is there any online treatment that has really consolidated a lot of this stuff in videos and, transcribing the lyrics or showing them or showing us, what they were singing, what actually was going on? Because again, when I'm watching the news, like, well, shit, that sucks. And, but again, nothing about,
But they're playing it off as crowd surge.
Oh,
right?
I want to hear the satanic stuff because
I'll look up,
man.
I'll look up some of this stuff, the articles. But like I said, I wasn't even looking for it. What I saw was on Instagram and also some Twitter stuff of people who were there. And so I just read a couple of the news articles, but I was reading from the people who were there, and all the people that were there that are talking are saying that was demonic, that was the devil, that was weird. I could see demons, I could feel demons, like that kind of stuff. And these are not Christians who are saying multiply the number. Like I said, these are just people going to a concert that went, whoa, 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 something was not right. And then people ended up dead.
Well, it's good to know that I have a big no towards the next Travis Scott concert. So that's
right.
One thing that I don't even have to think about any longer. Rich, what does the Warriors and Wildmen listener need to do, big dog?
They need to go to warriorsandwildmen.com, subscribe. It's free. If you like listening to us on other social media platforms, that's great. Listen wherever you can or watch wherever you can. But go subscribe anyway. We'll send you 1 or 2 emails a week, let you know what's happening, keep you posted. And then if you want to help us send this message out, go to the War Chest. You can donate there. It's tax deductible. We'll send you the information for that. For those that are doing that, we appreciate you guys helping us make this thing happen. Warriors and Wildmen, out.